Frequently asked questions on software testing. Interview questions and answers for software testing. In this video, I will differentiate between test plan, test scenario, and test case. These terms are very important and are among the most commonly asked questions in software testing interviews. It is essential for you to understand these concepts. The question is, what is the difference between a test plan, test scenario, and test case? Example answer is, in software testing, test plan, test scenario, and test case are essential concepts that collectively ensure thorough and systemic testing. Here is how they differ. Test plan. A test plan is a high level strategic document that outlines the overall testing approach. It defines what to test, what not to test, the resources required, the schedule, and the scope of testing. Example, if you are testing an e commerce website, the test plan will specify whether to include only functional testing or performance testing as well, the timeline for completing testing, and roles assigned to team members. Test scenario. A test scenario is a high level description of what to test in a specific situation or functional area of the application. It focuses on the user perspective and considers all possible ways an application can be used. For example, for an e commerce website, a test scenario could be verify that users can successfully add items to the shopping cart. Test case. A test case is a detailed step by step procedure to execute a specific test scenario. It includes the test steps, input data, expected results, and actual results to validate the functionality. For example, for the add to cart scenario, a test case should include step 1, navigate to the product page, step 2, click on the add to cart button. Expected result, the item is added to the cart and the cart counter updates correctly. Key difference is a test plan is the big picture plan for the whole testing process. A test scenario is about what specific parts need to be tested. A test case details exactly how each part should be tested. Analogy. Think of building a house. The test plan is like the blueprint of the house. The test scenario is like deciding which rooms to include, for example, kitchen, living room, etc. The test case is like detailing how to paint the walls or install the lights in each room. So, knowing the differences for these terms is very important and good for your interview. I'm going to explain you more about test plan, test scenario, and test case with examples. Explanation of test plan, test scenario, and test case using a login page example. Test plan. The test plan is a high level document outlining the overall strategy for testing the login functionality. It specifies what to test, functionalities like login with valid credentials, invalid credentials, forgot password, etc. Or say test the login page on only Windows 10. What not to test? Performance under extreme load for the login page, if out of scope or not required. Or say not to test on all below browsers like Internet Explorer 7, 8, and 9. Who tested? The QA team members responsible. Timeline, estimated time for testing. Resources, the test environment, test data, and tools like Selenium. Example test plan statement is the login functionality of the application will be tested for various input combinations, user roles, and security measures to ensure correct behavior and user access control. Test scenario. A test scenario describes what to test for the login page from a high level user perspective. Examples of test scenarios. Scenario 1. Verify that a user can log in successfully with valid credentials. Scenario 2. Verify that an error message is displayed when the user enters invalid credentials. Scenario 3. Verify that the forgot password functionality allows users to reset their password. Test case. A test case is a detailed step by step procedure to validate a specific test scenario. It includes like preconditions, set up required test data or state. For example, a user account must exist. Then steps, actions to perform. Then expected result, the outcome to validate. Example test case for scenario 1. Title: Verify successful login with valid credentials. Precondition: User has an active account with a valid username and password. Steps: Navigate to the login page, enter a valid username in the username field, enter the correct password in the password field, click the login button. Expected result: the user is redirected to the dashboard page. The login is recorded in the audit logs. Example test case for scenario 2. Title: Verify error message for invalid login credentials. Precondition: None. Steps: Navigate to the login page, enter an incorrect username or password, click the login button. Expected result: an error message such as invalid username or password is displayed. The login attempt is not recorded as successful. Let's go through the summary. Test plan: the overall strategy for testing the login page. Test scenario: high level what to test items such as testing valid and invalid logins. Test case: step by step how to test instructions for each scenario. In my other upcoming videos, I will share you more topics like this which could be helpful for your software testing interviews. Like, share, and subscribe. Press the bell icon to get notified of my new uploads. Thank you for watching.